Hi dolls, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing this easy drugstore makeup tutorial. If you want to see this look, then just stay tuned. As you can see here, my brows are already done. I did those off camera. Here I'm just going in with some witch hazel and a cotton round just to cleanse my face before I put my primer on. Here I'm just going in with the CoverGirl True Blend Face Primer for oily skin. I'm just applying that all over my face, especially in my T-zone. That's where I get the oiliest. For foundation today, I'm going to be using the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Foundation in the shade Cappuccino. Now, normally when I apply my foundation, I use a beauty blender, but for today, I'm going to be using the Real Techniques buffing brush. I'm going to spray my brush with a little Mario Badescu spray, as that's going to give me a more flawless finish. Now, as you can see, for this foundation, I'm only using 2 pumps, and I'm going to make sure that I blend that all over the skin, making sure to buff that in. Also, it may look as if the foundation is a little dark, but know that in the wintertime, my face seems to lighten up, so I'm matching my foundation to my neck. For concealer today, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in the shade Hazelnut. Now, typically I go for a brighter under eye, but since this is an everyday makeup tutorial, I'm just going to be going for a more natural finish. Now, I just take my concealer underneath my eyes, down my nose, forehead, cupid's bow, and my chin. For contour, I'm going to be taking the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define in the shade C18. Now, I'm just taking this around the areas of my face that I normally contour, not going too heavy as I don't want it to look too harsh. Now, to blend out my concealer, I'm using a Real Technique sponge. This sponge is damp. For my contour, I'm going to be using a e.l.f. stippling brush, which is inexpensive. You can find those at your local drugstore.
Oh my god, so embarrassing.
Now, to set my concealer, I'm going to be using the Black Radiance True Complexion Loose Setting Powder in the shade Banana. I'm also applying this with a wet sponge. Also, in order to prevent flashback, notice that I'm not baking with the powder, but more so pressing the powder into my skin, just so that it's not sitting on my face for a long period of time. Here I'm just taking the black eyeliner, Wet n Wild, in the color Noir, and I'm just going to be placing that all over my waterline. Now to set my face in the places that I didn't highlight, I'm going to be using the black Radiance pressed powder in the color Milk Chocolate. Here I'm taking the e.l.f. eyeliner in the color Noir. I'm going to be using this to apply my wing liner. Now if you guys would like a more in-depth tutorial on how I do my wing liner, please just let me know in the comment section below. Here to highlight the inner corner of my eye, I'm taking this Tarte Man Eater palette, but however, you can take whatever palette that you might have from the drugstore. This is just the one I had closest to me. To set my contour areas, I'm going to be taking the CoverGirl Queen Collection in the shade Ebony Bronze. For my lip combination, I'm going to be using the MAC liner in Chestnut. Now this is my favorite, but also you can use the NYX lip liner in the shade Espresso. For my lipstick, I'm going to be taking the Wet n Wild. It's the Mega Last Liquid Catsuit in the shade Give Me Mocha. This is one of my favorites. It's really pretty. The lashes that I'm using today came from an online site. I will make sure that I link it below. I ended up getting, I want to say, 5 in a pack from less than $5. Now here to bring everything together, I'm going to be spraying my face with the Mario Badescu spray. Now, I also take my powder brush and I just go over the setting spray just to melt everything in, melt all the powders together. However, this is optional. This is just what I like to do. Now to finish off the look, I'm just going in with my Carly Bible palette. This is also a drugstore palette. They sell it at Ulta or online. I'm going in with the gold shade out of this palette just to highlight my highest points.
Say hi, mommy. Say hi. Say hi.